Hi, I've got a limited amount of time available to me at the moment, so today's video is going to be kind of quickly and perhaps a bit roughly put together. I hope you won't mind. What I want to talk about is the Zoom H1 XLR audio recorder, which I recently obtained from Japan. The delivered price with express delivery was 209 Australian dollars, as memory serves me. And it's a remarkable little device. On the Zoom website, you can see videos showing in detail how it works, what it does, and so forth. So I'm not going to go too much into that. I'm just going to talk about my initial experiences with it and do put up some demonstration audio so that you can hear the results that I'm getting. And in particular, I'm going to connect directly to it a pair of Sennheiser microphones that's worth about 5,000 Australian dollars. So that's a very expensive pair of microphones being used with a very cheap audio recorder. But I think it's fantastic. I come from a background of having done recording for about 60 years, I don't know, more than that maybe. And I started with, of course, reel-to-reel recorders that I could hardly lift up, graduated eventually to DAT recorders, and then moved on to solid state recorders, writing to SD cards. And this tiny little thing has an audio quality which is probably way beyond what those reel-to-reel recorders could do, or the DAT recorders, or in fact, because it's got 32-bit float, it has abilities beyond any of the other solid state recorders that I've got. And, you know, a couple of hundred Australian dollars, that's ridiculous. So let me show you roughly what it looks like and make a few comments about it before I do the actual demonstration. So here it is sitting on my kitchen bench. What I'll do first of all maybe is to start it up so you can see how long it takes to start. Turning on. And now it is ready to record, except I've got nothing plugged into it, so it's not going to do too much. The size of it is absolutely minuscule. For instance, let me put my phone down beside it. That's a phone beside it, or a computer mouse. It's tiny. One thing I'll point out is that underneath it has some little rubber feet, and they grip like nobody's business. So as you can see, you know, I'm pushing it and it's kind of trying to take this green plastic thing with it. So when you've got it on a surface like this, you can plug cables in at the back. They plug in around here, and it's not going to slide around due to the weight of the cables. That's a very handy feature. Again, to illustrate the size of the device, if I put my thumb there, I've completely covered all the controls, all the transport controls anyway. If I put my index finger across there, the display is gone. Now this is possibly the only kind of drawback with it is the tiny display size. I do have to use my strongest pair of glasses to see it. And but you know, it's okay. It's whether on this video you can really see it, I don't know, but it's you know, it's quite bright, and it's a sharp display. So yeah, no real problem there. In the hand, it kind of, it's nice in the hand. It's kind of grippy, you know. So yeah, I like it. So you've got the principal controls there on the front. Some so transport controls, menu button, buttons to do the setup along there, these 4 buttons here, which have different functions according to the situation. Around the side we've got headphone volume, headphone socket. There's a switch there which sets the inputs to mic or line. Around the other side we've got power switch with hold, we've got USB-C out, which can, because you can use it as an audio interface while recording with it, so you can take a backup while you're recording onto a laptop or something, so you've got a digital backup of your recording. That's a line in for 3.5mm microphones, stereo mic, whatever, lav mic, and the other input switch up at the top there. Batteries go underneath, takes 2 AAs, you just pull these things here and it comes away. And there are the 2 XLR sockets. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to connect these 2 Sennheiser MKH series mics as a MS stereo pair. No, this device does not support MS stereo playback, but there's nothing about that which will stop you using it for MS recording. And what I'm going to do, kind of uniquely perhaps, is to connect the mics direct to the input socket around the back, no cables required, using these 3 adapters. So I'm going to pause there, put the whole thing together, and then show you that, and then we'll do the audio demonstration. Okay, so here's the rig put together, and you may be able to see on the display the sound of my voice, which is still being recorded on the camera that I'm using. Now, you might say, whoa, wait a minute, those 2 mics are a bit far apart. The alternative is to have them too close together. They actually touch, and my instinct is to put it together the way that I have, and the capsules are sort of reasonably aligned, and yeah, okay, a purist might say that's going to give you phase errors or something on your mid-side recording, but I'm not a purist. So and the other thing you're going to say is, hang on, the recorder's kind of sideways, so that if I now change hands and sort of pick this up, it's going to be used like that. There it is. So what, with this recorder you don't have to worry about levels, you just press the red record button and off you go. So it doesn't actually matter, in my book anyway. So what one could do with this, you could put this in front of a string quartet for a concert, turn it on 10 minutes before the concert starts, walk away and leave it, and you come back at the end of the concert and there's your recording. No cables for the audience to trip over, no hassles finding a control room to sit in to monitor what's going on. You just leave it to its own devices and you'd be pretty confident you get a good result if you're reasonably experienced in mic placement in relation to such a group. So now I'm going to do a test which will be audio only. You'll have a black screen because to test it I'm going to wander around my house here, and it's kind of private and it's kind of messy. So but I'll put in words on the screen when it's finished what I'm doing. Basically it will start off with some music replayed from my hi-fi at as loud a volume as I think my neighbours will stand, and then I'll go to silence and just walk around the room, maybe open the door so you can hear the traffic outside, and this will give you some idea of the available dynamic range. So here goes. But I was music. Now I've turned the mics right towards my face with difficulty, and now this is silence in the room, except you will hear some traffic noise in the distance, but sometimes it helps to get an idea of silence if there is actually a little bit of noise. In a moment I'll open the window and you can hear the noise outside. Okay, so that was music. Now I've turned the mics right towards my face with difficulty, and now this is silence in the room, except you will hear some traffic noise in the distance, but sometimes it helps to get an idea of silence if there is actually a little bit of noise. In a moment I'll open the window and you can hear the noise outside. Okay, that's the end of the test. Well, I hope that was of some interest, gives you a little bit of an idea of what this device is capable of. If only I could get out and record an actual classical concert with it, I would love to, but maybe that will follow in the next few weeks. We'll have to see. Personal life is a bit complicated at the moment, but anyway, we'll see. I'm going to put in the description of this video some notes about some other neat features that it has, because off the top of my head I'm going to forget them, so I'm not going to try and recite that information, but it will be there in writing for you to mull over. So thank you for watching, and do ask in the comments section below any questions that you have. I may be able to do some further tests. I've already had one request for some test items, which I will try and follow up as soon as I can. And yeah, I really like this little device. If it happens to suit your use cases, then great, go for it. Bye.